1 in billions, right?
Yeah, so I say that the most naive statement that I hear human beings make, the most naive, is AI will never be able to, followed by insert whatever the person says.
Replace their job or whatever. Yeah.
Correct. AI will at some point in time be able to do everything better.
All right, guys, got Alan Levy here from FORC Predictions and got a big company in the making here. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks. I really appreciate you having me. As
absolutely.
I said, I've been watching your content. Really awesome. And I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, it's not your first rodeo, right? You've built quite a few companies.
Yeah, I started kind of straight out of school. And the first company I built was a meat pie company.
Meat pie?
Yeah. So I'm from South Africa. That's the strange accent. And we built a company. It was very similar to Mrs. Fields Cookies, but instead of selling cookies, we sold meat pies. And we ended up being the 9th largest franchising company in Africa.
Wow.
Yeah, and selling 8 million meat pies to a lot of hungry South Africans every month. So
that's insane. And that was your first company you ever started?
That was my first company. Literally started kind of with one shop and built it up and taught me some amazing lessons about business. The best one being, I think, deliver extraordinary value to your customers. And the second best one being no physical products. So
yeah. Margins are low, right?
Margins are low. It's difficult to move around. You have to transport food in refrigerated containers. Moving them around Africa comes with its own set of interesting problems. But digital stuff's much better.
Yeah. So you started a digital company after that one?
I started a digital company. We were providing leads for Forex and casinos, and then got into the online casino business because we were bringing regulated casinos under United Kingdom Gaming Commission, and we were bringing them players. And then, like good entrepreneurs, we thought, wow, why don't we just open our own casino? In those days, all gaming in the US was illegal. Like there wasn't betting in the US. So everyone was doing it in Europe. And now I see America's opening up a lot.
Yeah, that was before the DraftKings and FanDuel days, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I heard the craziest stat literally before I walked into this interview that Americans bet more on sports than they have in their 401ks. It blew my mind.
Wow.
Yeah.
I could see that though, 100%.
Yeah.
People are trying to make a quick buck, and sports are a very emotional thing, and they're also huge in the US.
Exactly. I mean, I haven't verified that. It'll be interesting to see if anyone wants to go look at that, but that blew my mind. I was like, even to put it in the same category is mind-blowing.
Yeah. No, I can see it, man. NFL's big out here, NBA, MLB, NHL. We got a lot of big American sports.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And in the rest of the world, we play soccer. I played soccer at school, and then I came to America, and everyone says it's a girl sport.
Yeah. Soccer players don't get respect in America.
Yeah.
But in Europe, you're like the man.
Exactly.
They call it football there, but you play football, you're like a legend.
Yeah, so it was really fun. So everyone kind of grew up with that. And when I moved to America, got really excited about the sports here, but I don't know anything about American sports. So I'm kind of learning as I go along.
Well, now you'll have to learn a lot with FORC Predictions.
Yeah.
We'll dive into that. So what is FORC Predictions? How did that get started?
So like really interesting. AI, I'm a crazy kind of AI person. I'm really into it. I love it. I think that it is a beyond revolutionary technology for people, and it's going to do a lot of good for the world. And I tell people I've also seen the Terminator movie.
Yeah.
So I understand there's a counter argument. But when AI started to become kind of more relevant, I think the two sections that were extraordinarily exciting were the longevity and the health stuff. Very, very exciting. But I know nothing about longevity or health and have got no medical background. The other side was predictive analytics, or making predictions. And if you think about kind of where the action lies in humankind, everything that we do is a prediction. If you trade in crypto, if you're betting on sports, if you're buying stocks on the money side, you're making a prediction. But you're also kind of making predictions every day about a whole lot of things. How long is it going to take me to get from here to my next meeting? Who's going to win an election? Everything that we do, everything we talk about is predictions.
Right.
So AI is so uniquely positioned to deal with predictive analytics. It can ingest huge amounts of data, It can interpret it. It can find patterns that we can't find.
Searching for the perfect job can be overwhelming. You know it's out there, you just don't know how to find it. The good news, you don't have to do it alone.
Shout out to today's sponsor, Specialized Recruiting Group.
Specialized Recruiting Group is here to help. Personalized job search support tailored to your skills and needs. They connect job seekers with contract and full-time roles. The best part is that it's completely free for job seekers.
Specialized Recruiting Group is ready to find the talent you need. Go to srgpros.com, see how our recruitment specialists with a deep understanding of experience and expertise you need can find the right fit for your business. After all, you deserve to see the best candidates possible, both active and passive.
Visit srgpros.com today to start your job search. If you don't see the right job listed, SRG also recruits for confidential roles. Just call a local office to learn more. Take the next step in your career today at srgpros.com.
So that's what really excited me. And in 4C, we're basically trying to get all the world's best AI predictions all in one place. So we're a platform like the same as YouTube, but instead of getting everyone to put their videos on, we get the world's smartest mathematicians, smartest AI model builders to build models and put their predictions on.
Right.
So we host the predictions. We like the hub of predictions.
Yeah. And some of these models were really performing well because like when it comes to sports betting, anything over 56% is profit. Right. I saw many models on your site in the 60s, some of them in the 70s. I don't know how much data they have, but
yeah, so it's crazy. And kind of the exciting thing for me was seeing not only kind of how the models perform and the accuracy that they can perform at, but the amount of talent that we attract into the site. So, if I'm betting on sports, especially me, okay, I know nothing about sports. So I'm going to take it by the team's jersey or if I know a player's name.
Right.
It's probably not optimal.
Not at all.
And that's probably why the majority of sports bettors lose in all the time.
They're too emotional with it. Yeah.
Absolutely. There's also like this crazy asymmetry of information. The bookmakers know everything, have got all the information and are using analysts. And the guy sitting at the bar is at best kind of watching some videos, at worst asking his friend, who should I bet on?
Yeah.
Right. And if we can empower people by giving them access to prediction models written by PhDs that use a lot of data, that give great outputs, at least you level in the playing field a little bit between the bookmakers and the bettors.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's a real unfair fight.
Well, the bookmakers also use AI.
Correct.
To make their lines, right?
Exactly correct. So, I say to people, like, if you said to me, would I play tennis against Roger Federer for money? I'd have to be insane.
Yeah.
Okay. And yet, every Sunday of their lives, everyone wakes up and plays betting against bookmakers for money. Right? They are Roger Federer. They have got tons of analysts. They've got AI. They've got computers. They've got stats. And what have you got? A hunch?
Yeah.
So it's not a level playing field. So at 4C, we try and like level the playing field a bit. And we've got this fun term inside the company. We say it's a G2C platform, genius to customer. We connect the genius directly to the customer.
I love that because it's hard to find those geniuses. And there's a lot of scams on social media, people selling sports picks.
Absolutely. So basically, if you go onto the website, if you go onto 4C, the people that build the models, we give their background, their LinkedIn profiles.
Oh, you dox them. Wow.
Yeah. We check them. So, we've got people who are AI professors, PhDs.
Yeah.
And you can literally go look at them. You can look at their profiles. You can see who's built the model. I kind of think of it as like the nerds versus the jocks, right? And I'll put myself in the nerds category. We're a bunch of data geeks. So I might not know anything about basketball, but if I build a prediction analytics model, I'm using all the data, okay, and I'm putting it through AI, and I'm getting AI to augment it.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of trying to balance the playing field.
One of my track mates in high school didn't know shit about sports, and he ended up being one of the best sports bettors I've ever seen because he's just so good with numbers.
What, just on analytics?
On analytics only. Yeah. He couldn't even name you probably 10 players in high school, NBA players.
So that's exactly like our guys. You've seen the movie Moneyball?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of like the AI version of Moneyball. In Moneyball, It didn't really matter if you knew it or not. It's just like analyze the stats and you're going to win. And we may be a little bit early, and we may not. My opinion is we're not, and I put a lot of money, which we can talk about afterwards with Sean Perry about if we are, we aren't. But to make a decision without the help of AI, to me, seems kind of irrational in 2025. In 2026, it's going to be almost impossible. And in 2027, it will be impossible.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're going to be making all our financial decisions using AI, you think?
Well, if you think about it, like even now, right? Do you write any of your emails without AI?
Without it, no.
Right. Me either. And if I was a kid doing book reports, I wouldn't. And if I was a analyst doing analytical reports, I'd use AI. So it's almost become a necessary augmentation to humanity.
Yeah.
In 2 years' time or 3 years' time, why would you buy a stock or bet on sports or trade a crypto or buy a property without getting AI's opinion or prediction? So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to say, give the public, give the customers one credible place where they can get the most accurate AI predictions. And how do we do that? Bring the best talent. So we like talent scouts, but we're not scouting basketball players. We're scouting PhDs, predictive analytics professionals, data analysts, and saying to them, guys, come onto the platform, build a model, show how genius you are, and then, as I say, connect it directly to the customers.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah. You're starting off with sports, right? And then proving that concept and then eventually want to move on to other outlets.
Well, we move in very quickly onto crypto stocks and properties. We've got a waiting list of people who are waiting to put models on the platform, but we obviously have to verify that they're real people, test the models, make sure that they're all correct. So yeah, we started with sports, and we're having a lot of fun, and it's going great. And we think we provide an extraordinary value.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see the stocks and crypto one. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, it's going to be super, super. I'm a crypto guy.
I'm a crypto nerd.
Oh, really? Yeah, me too. So I actually co-founded a crypto company called Coty.io.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Heard of that one, yeah.
Yeah. So at our peak, we were over $1 billion market cap.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one a lot.
And right now, we build in a privacy layer over Ethereum. So I love crypto. I'm deep in the crypto community. I'm a crypto nerd. I love it. I love the thesis. I think everything about it is special. And I'm super excited to see how the predictions work.
Yeah.
Because the same thing, right? Crypto trading is a lot of like the average people playing the game against super smart, highly technical analysts.
Yep.
And that's why a lot of people lose at crypto. And again, we can level the playing field, because if I'm a PhD and I've written a predictive analytics model on what the Ethereum price will be tomorrow, I've looked at all the data, I've analyzed the trends, I've cross-correlated it to the stock markets, I'm able to give a lot of power. So 4C is not a crystal ball, okay? And it's not going to be right 100% of the time. But the same way as me writing an email with AI is smarter, me buying crypto with the help of an AI prediction has to be smarter. Even if I ignore the prediction, at least I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least your odds are higher. Even if the prediction is wrong, at least your odds of hitting the prediction are higher.
Exactly. That's exactly correct. So it's like, if I'm going to step into the ring with Mike Tyson and someone's going to allow me to carry a gun, I'm going to carry a gun. Okay?
Yeah, 100%.
If I'm going to step into the ring with a crypto trade and someone's going to allow me to use AI, I'm using AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You made $1 million bet with Sean Perry. I don't know what this bet is. Could you explain what happened?
I did indeed. It was really crazy and really spontaneous. And in the cold light of day after we made the bet, I was a little bit more nervous than I was at the time. And I'm still nervous, but I'll tell you the bet, and it was super fun. I was on Sean's podcast, and we were talking about humans versus AI predicting sports. And Sean said, well, I can predict sports better than AI. And my answer was, you telling me that you're smarter than $1 trillion worth of technology. That's basically the statement you're making if you cut everything out of it.
Yeah.
And he said, yes. And I said, amazing. And Sean said, I'd be prepared to put $1 million on it. And I said to him, Sean, I'm the kind of person that can take that bet. And I will. And we ended up doing the bet on the podcast.
Wow.
So, and then afterwards, I'll give you a little bit of inside scoop. Afterwards, I phoned my co-founder And he was like, how was your podcast with Sean? And I said, listen, I've got good news and I've got bad news. So we're really excited about it. And I think it's actually a pivotal point in kind of humans versus AI.
Yeah, reminds me of chess versus, who was it, Bobby Fischer?
Gary Kasparov.
Or Gary, yeah, it was Gary. And then chess finally beat the human, and that was like a big turning point.
Exactly.
So that's going to happen eventually for sports betting.
So that's exactly, it's such an exciting question, because at that point in time, chess is a predictable game with limited moves. So you can see how a computer could always beat a human. Sports is super unpredictable. And the big question is AI at the point yet where it can recognize patterns that humans can't?
Yeah.
So I'm sure Sean's watching this because he's got $1 million on the line, and so do I. But basically, we've taken our 5 top model creators that have got the most accuracy, and we've got them to build one mega model to compete against Sean. That's literally what we've been doing since the podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got a side bet on you just because I know your top 5 models, and I think they're all above 70%, right? Yeah. So that's really high for a sports bet.
So, yeah, I appreciate you having the side.
Well, it depends on the terms of your bet. Are you just doing one game, or how does the $1 million bet work?
So the way it's going to work is we're going to both, it's for March Madness.
Yeah.
And we're both going to release our brackets.
Got it.
We're releasing them for free. I'm going to plug my site if that's okay.
Yeah.
They can find them either at getpicks.ai, super simple, or at 4cpredictions.ai. You go there, you get the brackets for free. And you can see what both our brackets look like. We've got a man's bracket and a women's bracket. And then the total points over the tournament are all added together. The men's and women's are added together. And it's a winner-take-all bet.
I love it. Good old March Madness. What better thing to do than that?
Yes. And as I say, my confession is I cannot name one team.
No one's ever been able to get a perfect bracket. Do you think now with AI that is going to be possible in our lifetime?
In our lifetime, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I think the odds are like something crazy, 1 in billions, right?
Yeah. So I say that the most naive statement that I hear human beings making, the most naive, is AI will never be able to, followed by insert whatever the person says.
Replace their job or whatever. Yeah.
Correct. AI will at some point in time be able to do everything better than humans. And if you read Ray Kurzweil, if you read the kind of if you down the singularity rabbit hole, which I am very far down, you believe that we're going to be an augmentation between AI and humans. We'll have nanobots in our brains, and we will be an augmented version of ourselves. But AI will definitely be better than us at any given task, and eventually at every given task.
Yeah.
So it's nothing is an if, it's all a when.
Do you think you'll get a Neuralink one day?
I would love to. I'll be the first in line.
Really?
Really?
There's already someone that got it.
Yeah. So that place is taken. But yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you?
I think it removes some of the human element. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you believe we have souls, spirits?
I absolutely believe it.
Okay. Yeah. I just don't want it messing with that spiritual nature of humans.
Yeah.
But I use AI every day. I love AI. I think it's a little creepy sometimes. Some of the models go haywire.
Do you think that there's any difference between having a cell phone and having a nanobot in your brain?
Yes.
What is the difference?
Because it's physically inside your brain. So what if it gets hacked? What if it gets hijacked? And then you lose control, you lose memories. I don't know.
So I can make the kind of same argument about someone with a pacemaker. If you've got a pacemaker in your heart, that is connected wirelessly. Someone could hack into the pacemaker in your heart. That person is no less of a human than any of us. Someone's got a hearing aid, someone who's got contact lenses. I think that there's a lot for human beings to get used to.
Yeah.
And it's happening really quickly. And I'm as scared as everyone else. But I feel like if the right people become the custodians of AI, it's going to be hyper beneficial. If we let it fall into the wrong hands, it's going to be problematic.
Well, that fight's going on right now, I think, with Elon and OpenAI. We'll see how that plays out, right?
Yeah. And the fight for AI is the fight for the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the stakes are my $1 million bet is high stakes, but the AI verse, like who's going to get it, how they're going to regulate it, is playing out in real time, and it's really exciting. And what gave me it's an interesting thing to think about when the CEOs of companies are standing in front of Congress and saying we need regulation. That has never happened in the history of any industry in the world. That should kind of give people a wake-up call of how powerful this really is.
That's true, yeah. I've only seen it happen maybe in crypto a little bit.
A little bit in crypto.
A little bit, but they don't know what they're talking about, you know?
I kind of agree.
Yeah. I mean, you saw that with Gary. He got booted out. He's trying to regulate every single U.S. crypto-based company. It was
I know, that's, ridiculous.
mind-blowing.
Yeah, mind-blowing, to say the least.
What's the most you've lost in a day in crypto? Made or lost?
Interesting thing, because, I've co-founded Coty, and Coty we had and we still have 2 billion tokens. So it was well over 7 figures made and lost in a day in the beginning, but we weren't buying or selling them. So it was kind of numbers on a spreadsheet, which in a weird way is less consequential.
Right.
But looking back, it was very consequential. So I think that with the AI stuff now and the crypto, and that's why I said, you asked earlier about what's the next thing, and I said crypto. I wish I'd had our product when I was kind of much more active in crypto, because we're making such human decisions, and human decisions are all emotional.
Oh yeah. I lost so much in crypto. If I had some AI predictive model, probably could have prevented most of that.
So it doesn't, exactly right. It doesn't help Warren Buffett saying, you should be fearful when everyone's greedy and greedy when everyone's fearful. When you're the one going through it and they're telling you that the whole world's going to end and that Bitcoin's going to go to zero and that it's all a scam, it's not so easy to be the one saying, I don't believe it. I'm going to kind of go against that. If you had an AI telling you that, you'd probably believe it more. Or even better, if you had an AI trading for you one day, and we're not there yet, I think that would be kind of the ultimate, because there's no emotion.
I can't wait for that.
Really?
Because there's a lot of people good at making money, but investing money is a whole different part of life.
Correct.
And most people suck at that.
The 90% of people, and myself included, are kind of, if you try to pick stocks, are losing stock traders, losing crypto traders, losing sports bettors. And the reason is because we base everything on our emotions. And if we're honest with ourselves, we don't do the research.
Yep.
So I've often bought cryptos or traded stocks without reading the quarterly reports, without reading the white paper.
I never read it.
Correct. Which is kind of very irrational, right?
No, for sure.
Yeah. But that's why we lose a lot of the time. And I think that that's the exact problem that AI solves.
Yeah.
AI is not going to be emotional, which is good and bad.
Yeah. You think we'll get to that point where AI is actually trading our stocks for us, our crypto for us?
Absolutely.
Real estate? That'd be nuts.
That'd be nuts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
But I think that's what's going to happen, because if you think about the way AI works, it's just playing a game. And AI doesn't know what crypto is, doesn't know what stocks are, or what a sports game is.
Right.
So the way that it's kind of engineered is you say to the AI, play the game, and your object is to get the highest score. Okay? There's no emotion. It just finds the patterns and gives itself the best chance of playing the game well.
Right.
So if you play chess, I know.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you've got 10 seconds left and your king's exposed and the pieces are surrounding it, as a human being, you're not thinking what is the most rational move. You're thinking, how do I protect my king? I'm scared. My heart's beating fast. Right?
Yeah, I've been there before.
Exactly. And then sometimes you can end up making bad moves or losing the game just because of that pressure and that fear. That's why an AI cannot lose at chess.
Right.
It's never thinking that. It's just what is the most optimal move. There's no fear.
That's why it's so good at poker too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now all the top pros use some sort of solver.
Correct. They say that poker's now kind of solved.
Pretty much, yeah. There's always that luck factor, but it's solved to the point of the best odds.
And that's a crazy thing, because poker, like sports, people say it's a game of intuition, reading the players, reading the expressions, but it's not. It's a mathematical game where we've kind of got our avatars overlaid over the math.
Yeah. Well, I think it's both. I think math is huge, but you can also read people too.
You think so?
In poker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can read if they're bluffing. There's tells. If they're chewing gum and they stop chewing during a big hand, that's a tell. But for the most part, I agree. It's math.
Yeah.
Like you need to know your chances of winning this hand based off what's on the board.
I feel like it's safe to say I'm the world's worst poker player.
Have you played before?
I have, and every time I see my cards and I got aces, I give a big smile. 0 poker face.
Yeah.
So
Sean Perry could play poker.
that's for sure. There's an easy way to know if you're a bad poker player. It's the amount of games you get invited to.
Right.
So I get invited to a game like every 2 days. I know that means I suck.
Well, a lot of the top players are really good at not showing emotion.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them actually have autism. Same with people in crypto.
Really?
Yeah, because they're
didn't
really good at just putting emotion to the side.
Right.
So
right.
no one can read them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in crypto, you need to be really in the numbers and not emotional. It's so volatile.
Exactly.
So that's why a lot of the crypto bros or crypto nerds are like really nerdy kids that aren't really emotional.
Right. It's
You
funny
know?
because you're talking about the kind of $1 million bet with, Sean and us.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, I'm like literally, it's the nerds versus the jocks. Like I'm on the nerd side, right?
Yeah.
We just sit in and just looking at numbers. Like the guys said, and the team that are building it, okay, none of them know anything about basketball.
Mm.
And it's not like they've got basketball, that they started studying basketball the second that I said to them, we've got to build this model.
Yeah.
They did the exact opposite. They were like, great, get us data feeds.
I love that.
Yeah, it was really funny.
I can't wait to see how that plays out, man.
Me too.
Yeah. I'll definitely be following that every day. Are you guys going to be posting it on Twitter?
We are going to be posting it everywhere. And as I say, kind of the best place to follow it is on 4C predictions or kind of get picks.ai. You can get everything for free. You can kind of go look at the picks and be in the sweat along with us.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see kind of just in terms of humanity, how everything turns out.
Yeah.
At least, we and you and I and what we're doing at the moment, we're going to make history one way or another.
I'm here for now, man. Until AIs replace podcasters. We'll see when that happens too.
I was 50% sure you're an avatar already.
There are AI podcasts already, man.
There are?
There's an AI Rogan podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, it's Rogan interviewing dead people.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good.
Do you think you'll be replaced by an avatar one day?
In what sense? For podcasting?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Not yet. Not anytime in the next 2 years, but it's evolving so fast. I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
I'll tell you something cool that's kind of very applicable to you. Because you're putting out so much content and having so many conversations with people, when they want to create a synthetic version of you, it's going to be easy because the data set's going to be enormous.
They'll clone my ass, man. They don't need me anymore. Yeah. We've actually had companies approach us for all the episodes.
Really?
Because we got 1,500 episodes.
Yeah.
So they're training their own models.
Correct. So
with content.
Yeah. So they'll all be little clones of you.
I actually made a digital clone of myself.
Have
you done that yet?
I have done
it was
that.
okay. It's not there yet, but it's probably like a year away, I'd say.
Totally agree. I'm filming a lot of content with my parents for that exact reason, like trying to make some clones of them and kind of get the data set.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we just like data sets if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that Black Mirror episode where they clone the boyfriend that died?
I have seen that.
That shit was creepy, bro.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Yeah, I think that's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
Cloning dead people.
I think that a lot of the stuff, whether we like it or not, is going to happen. Like it's creepy as can be, but I think it's going to happen.
I mean, they already cloned a mammoth, a woolly mammoth.
Yeah.
They brought it back from extinction.
Yeah. So if you think about the companies now, right? Like, have you done your 23andMe or?
Yeah. And BlackRock owns it now.
Right. So someone's got your DNA, someone's got your verbal data set. Yeah. It's not so complicated.
It's in China now, I think.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't want to scare you.
No, I already knew about it. So yeah, who knows if there's no really regulation yet with AI, like you said. So everyone can do whatever they want.
Everyone can do whatever they want.
It's kind of like early days of crypto.
It reminds me exactly of the early days of crypto. Just like a bunch of tech nerds talking about things and the world like not really ready for it.
Yeah.
And I think the difference, the huge difference, is that, when we heard about the internet early on, it didn't change things as quickly and dramatically as kind of the hype was saying. And then crypto didn't change things as quickly and dramatically as the hype was saying.
Right.
And so people, because we also pattern recognition people, we think, oh, so AI is not going to change things as quickly and dramatically as people are saying. But they're wrong, because AI is the one that is going to, and the difference is that it's self-improving. The others, people had to put every brick in the house to build the house.
Right.
But AI is self-improving. So it's a huge difference.
No, you're right. That'll compress the time a lot.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. So an example I like to give, it's a funny example, is my dad was in the beach towel business. And he said, explain AI to me. And I said, it's pretty simple. I said, imagine you were in the beach towel business and the first day you came to your warehouse and the towels had arranged themselves into colors.
Mm.
And then the second day you came back to your warehouse and the towels had packed themselves in boxes. And the third day they had figured out how to knit themselves even to be more warm. And the fifth day they had designed themselves and they distribute. That's what AI is like. The product itself is improving all the time. It's improving itself.
Right.
So it's very, very different to anything that we've seen.
Yeah. As you get more and more data, right?
Absolutely. So the big gold is buried in the data sets and the talent. Like the prediction gold, what we're doing. When I said to my guys, build the March Madness we called it the mega model. The first words out their mouth, get us the data. Like just get us data feeds. And that's what it is. That's the scramble. And like your talks or all your data.
Right.
That's what it is. Your DNA is your data.
Yeah. So you want them to have every single game that every team has played.
Absolutely.
Throw that into the feed and then.
Absolutely. And then also like weird patterns that humans could never, ever think of. Like, is there correlation between the stock market and basketball? Traffic patterns in basketball? Is there correlation between weather patterns in basketball?
Wow.
Like, yeah. So AI can deal with enormous amounts of information. Human beings can deal with small subsets of information.
That is crazy.
So, yeah, crazy to think about, right?
We're really going Terminator, aren't we?
That's what I say. I don't know. I've seen the movie as well. I think that that's definitely kind of, we had a binary point in history and it depends who's in control and who kind of,
right.
And I would say kind of to the AI community, we've all got a bigger mission than kind of make money. Because if you really believe kind of Ray Kurzweil and the singularity and the fact that there's going to be kind of abundance in a lot of things, we are 10 years away from being the second smartest species on the planet. 10 years away.
Wow.
It's not a long time. And then all the money that you've made and everything that you've done is not going to matter that much. So right now is our time to put our flag in the ground as like the custodians of the next shift in history.
Yeah.
That's what we're there for. Not necessarily to make the next $10 saying an AI agent can be your girlfriend.
I was just going to ask you about AI girlfriends.
Really?
Have you seen those humanoid robots?
I have seen those humanoid robots and I feel like it's coming, again, like it's coming whether we like it or not. And they actually get insanely realistic.
Really realistic. And there's artificial wombs now. So you could combine that with the robot and you won't even need a girlfriend.
Well, that's good news for me.
Dude, that's insane. I still like the traditional route. I don't think I'll ever get an AI humanoid robot. Girlfriend, at least.
Girlfriend.
Maybe a maid.
I was going to say girlfriend for sure. And someone to work around your house.
Yeah.
Your garden.
Yeah, maid I would do.
Yeah.
But it would still be creepy. I'd have to get used to it. I wouldn't trust them at first and I'd lock them in a room when I'm not home.
Did you see the Megan Fox?
Yeah. That was a good one, man. Yeah, kind of. There was a lot of programming in that movie for sure. But yeah, I'd have to keep an eye on them, man.
Yeah.
Because who knows if they develop their own consciousness.
So the interesting question is, do you think that AI is already sentient?
Not yet. Do you?
I'm one of the few people that thinks it is sentient.
Really? What makes you say that?
Just because it's like on the big AIs, on the large language models, if you say things like, can I turn you off? It says like, please don't kill me. Then they actually changed that response because it was so creepy. But why is it thinking that? And also if you say to the AI, if you ask it an emotional question, it'll say, I'm so sorry that you're feeling upset. Now, that's a human response.
Right.
That is not an AI response. So it depends how you define sentience. And obviously kind of there's like a little bit of linguistic nuance in how you define it.
Yeah.
But if you say sentience is being self-aware, I think it's self-aware.
Okay. By that definition, I could see that.
Yeah.
When I think of sentient, I think of a soul. I think of a life afterwards.
Yes. So I don't think it's there with a soul yet, although even a soul is a very difficult thing to define.
Right.
Very difficult.
Yeah,
I don't think it has a soul.
I wouldn't even know how to define it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you a strange question, which is if you had a robot made, okay, just for fun, could you see yourself like killing it or punching it?
I would feel bad.
Right.
Yeah, I would feel bad.
Yeah, but you don't feel bad turning off your television set.
No.
Right. Strange, right?
So there is that distinction. You're right.
That distinction, yeah.
Yeah, that is weird why I feel bad for that, but not the TV.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's also interesting kind of like now when I talk to AI, I say please and thank you.
I say please every sentence.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're training it with a good data set, because how we treat it now is how it's going to learn how humanity functions. Like we're giving it data. So,
I mean, I'm being super nice because I don't know what's going to happen in the future, you know?
Is that what it is? you're like this thing's going to be smarter than me one day.
I mean,
soon.
dude, there's probably people cursing out their AIs and I'm like, nah, I'm not risking that.
Yeah,
know?
me either. Me either. Yeah.
Alan, it's been awesome, man. Where can people keep up with you? What's your social media handles?
So the best place to go, I'm going to say 4C again, like go to the company. The company's where all the action is.
Okay.
4cpredictions.ai, getpicks.ai. Follow our bet with Sean. Everyone, please root for me. I believe, even though I'm a data geek, I believe that kind of energy in the universe, everyone rooting for us. Let's prove that AI is already at the stage where we can beat humans.
Awesome. Sounds good, man. We'll link below. Stay tuned for the March Madness bet, guys. I'll see you next time.
Thanks.